Most people show you the before and after of an old house restoration. I'm going to show you something different. I'm going to show you the middle, the messy middle. I'm Evelyn. My husband and I are restoring a 1795 farmhouse here in Maryland. We're part of something really cool called the Resident Curator Program. That means the state of Maryland owns the house. We'll never own the house, but we put in our own money to renovate it, because then we get to live here rent-free for life in a state park. We really think it's a win-win. I'm going to show you a quick tour. We have a lot of parts that are finished. Hallway, bedroom, but let's go show you some parts that aren't finished. This is one of the bathrooms. We have two in the house. This one is unfinished. It's kind of there. And I'm showing you this in early morning, so you're getting all the early morning light. But as you can see, some of it's finished. Some things I just had to hang up pictures. I couldn't take it. But look at the ceiling. Look at over here. See, there's no toilet in this bathroom. Septic is one of the things we're working on, but we did just get the washer and the dryer. Oh, washer and the dryer moved up here yesterday. So there you go. I love Gracie here in the morning because it's so peaceful and quiet. All right, we're moving on. There's a lot of steps in this house. It was built in 3 different sections. Right now I'm in the original section. And then we have a newer section, older section, not really an older section, but here's another bedroom. This is one of the first rooms we did. All sorts of interesting things going on here. These walls, the paint is the original paint. I don't think you can see it too well. Let me turn on the light. It is the original paint, and we found it when we were taking down the wallpaper, when I was taking down all the wallpaper. And it's really cool because these are the original wooden walls with the original paint from 1795 on it. And what I did is I put shellac on it because it was full of lead. So this way it is lead safe, or lead whatever you want to call it. We can live here safely. The state will let us live here safely, though we don't live here yet. But it's all good. All right, we're going to go into another part of the finished house. Finished-ish. I mean, we don't have things like heat yet. We have heat in a few rooms, but not lots of them. So finished hallway. This is eventually going to be my sewing area. Found this cool sewing machine right there. Kind of matches the one I have at home. We're going to try to switch it out. Here is the room we just finished last week. You might have seen it in the earlier video. Bedroom. And it kind of evolves. It changes here and there, back and forth. But this is one of my favorite rooms. I was sitting in that chair yesterday. Thanks, Ellen. That's from my friend Ellen. Sitting there yesterday relaxing, but it is kind of warm. I mean, there's no air conditioning. We have portable air conditioners, but there isn't any central air. Okay, here's a really unfinished part. This is the other bathroom. Very tiny, very small, pretty much an empty shower. And again, no working toilet in this one either. No working sink, no working anything. But eventually it will be. All the wallpaper's been taken down. That was one of the first things I did because it literally looked like old 80s wallpaper exploded here. Cool thing about this bathroom, it used to be the end of a hallway. So this, right here, this is the door to the attic. Let's see if we can open it. Hang on. It's a really small room, like I said. So let's see. Door to the attic. Little winder staircase. That actually makes 3 winder staircases we have in the house. You really can feel the history here in some places. This, at some point, will be done. We just kind of moved this sink in the other day. It's an old sink we had gotten somewhere. Raised it up on some legs because it was too short. But it's not attached to anything. So there you go. All right, we're going downstairs. I'm not going upstairs because Joe's asleep. All right. I've gotten to the point where I know each staircase, how many steps it has. So I can count. I forgot to count, but this one has 15. So that I don't trip. That is an especially important thing on winder staircases because you can't see where you're going, especially if you're holding something. This is the Aladdin's Cave that I showed everybody last week. It's probably changed around a little bit since last week because we were moving some things in and out. This is just the holding zone. Hallway, next up on the tour. Nothing done yet. It's the next project, but right now we're working on this one, which is, again, steps, one part of the house to the other. This is the dining room. This is the state it's in right now. As you can see, it's a mess. It's a mess, it's a mess. We put an air conditioner in here, which is why I have the drape up to the kitchen there so we can close it off because it's like 95 degrees down here this week. So this is the middle. This is the messy middle. Today I'm gonna work on sanding the walls. Joe told me that there's still too much glue on these walls. Glue on the walls from the old wallpaper. So we're gonna try to like get some of that off. Now we go into the more unrestored sections. Kitchen. Oops, should turn the light on. Sorry. Okay, kitchen. This is straight out of, I don't know, 1965 or something. Got a couple issues going in here. It's kind of functional. We have water, we have a microwave, we have an oven, we have a stove, we have a fridge that kind of works. It freezes really well. The fridge hovers a little too high. It's a project we're working on. Every week we work on the fridge some more. Kitchen. All right, now we're going into what we call the keeping room. This is actually our work room right now. I don't know why Joe keeps turning on night lights every night. It's not like we're ever in this room. I'm trying to turn it off. Each of these lights has a switch in a different place. I don't get it. There we go. Okay, this is the keeping room, which needs some lights. Hang on a sec. Okay, let's see where I'm walking today. Did I really put that there yesterday? Seems to be in the way. There we go. Okay. This is a very brown room with a very large fireplace. Pretty much gonna keep it brown, I think. Once we put in like some bright things, it'll help. But right now, this is where all the tools are kept. Storage is kept. You know, just stuff, but the beams are really cool, aren't they? They're from the original beams. I don't know if you can see it in this video. There's little notches in the beams from where supposedly, there we go, here. They came down the river on a boat. Can you see them? There they are, up in the corner there. They came down the river in a boat, corner over there, lashed together or something. I'm not really sure. We haven't done a lot of research about this one yet, but we will. So this is what we call a keeping room. Again, definitely a work in progress, as you can see. And that's about it for now. I mean, some rooms look good. Some rooms need a whole lot of work, but we're having a great time. And that is basically the concept of what is going on in our world. By the time I show you this room next, probably a week, 2 weeks, it's gonna be gorgeous. Let's hope, right? And right now what we're also playing with is these tiles. Aren't they cool? These are the original, well, supposedly not the original tile surround, but they're really old, so they're gonna stay. But the bottom, let's see if I can show you here. There we go, the hearth, not so good. We were experimenting yesterday and took out a tile, and I think we're gonna replace this all, but we shall see. So that is life in Gracie this morning before anybody's up. Have a great day. Oh, don't forget to look for our next videos. And if you haven't subscribed and you want to see more of our journey, I would love for you to do that. Bye.